three students met before dawn the next day. Amara, Emeka, and Say. The school compound was still quiet, the sky barely awake. They hid behind overgrown bushes near the abandoned shed. First, nothing happened. Then they heard footsteps. Mama Tega appeared. She carried a basin, a bundle of firewood, and her large cooking pot. The three students watched in silence as she entered the shed and lit the fire. For nearly 20 minutes she cooked normally. Water, beans, spices, palm oil. Amara almost felt relieved. Maybe Emeka really had imagined things. Maybe this was all nonsense. Then Mama Tega paused. She looked around carefully. Then she brought out a small wrapped cloth from inside her bag. Her movements changed. Slow, careful, ritual-like. She whispered under her breath. The children strained to hear, but the words were unclear. Then Mama Tega opened the cloth and took out something hidden inside. Amara's body went cold. Her breath caught in her throat. She couldn't fully process what she was seeing, but she understood enough to know this was not normal cooking. Say covered his mouth in horror. Emeka stared in frozen silence. And Amara felt her entire trust collapse inside her chest. The woman she defended. The woman she admired. The woman she called Mama. What was she doing? And why? That same afternoon, word spread like wildfire. Not rumors this time. Not whispers. Witnesses. By closing bell, students refused to buy from the stall. Some cried. Some looked physically sick. Teachers were called. The principal heard. And before the day ended, Mama Tega was summoned into the school office. At first, she denied everything. Then she cried. Then, under pressure, she finally spoke. And what she said left everyone in stunned silence. Years earlier, when her husband abandoned her and left her with 3 children, she had been desperate. No money, no support, no family willing to help. She started selling food just to survive. First, business was terrible. Nobody bought from her. Other sellers mocked her. She nearly lost everything. Then one day, according to her, an old woman in another town told her there was a way to make customers keep coming back. She told me to save up my monthly menstrual flow and keep on using it with some words every day to cook. A way to make food irresistible. A way to never stay hungry again. Mama Tega said she didn't believe it at first. But poverty can make people cross lines they once feared. And little by little, she did. Not because she hated the students. Not because she wanted to poison them. But because she became obsessed with never being poor again. And once she started, she could not stop. Because the business grew. The money came. The popularity came. The praise came. And the more people loved her food, the more trapped she felt by her own secret. By the next morning, Mama Tega's stall stood empty. No students gathered there. No teachers stopped by. The benches were bare. The giant pot was gone. Even the road beside the school felt strangely quiet. For the first time in years, the place where laughter, hunger, and morning noise once lived had become a symbol of fear. Parents stormed the school. Some demanded answers. Some warned their children never to buy food carelessly again. The school management permanently banned outside cooking on the premises. Health officials were called. The old shed behind the school was locked up. And just like that, Mama Tega disappeared from the school community.
No goodbye. No explanation.
Just silence. But of everyone affected by the scandal, perhaps none was more broken than Amara. For days she couldn't eat beans. Even the smell made her stomach turn. But it wasn't just disgust. It was grief. Because what hurt her most wasn't the secret alone. It was betrayal. She had trusted Mama Tega, loved her, defended her. And now every kind word, every free meal, every smile felt poisoned by a hidden truth. One afternoon, Amara found herself standing alone near the now empty stall. And for the first time she cried. Not because Mama Tega had fallen, but because she realized something painful. Sometimes the people who comfort us are also carrying darkness we cannot see. And that lesson changed her forever. Weeks later, as Amara returned from the market one evening, She saw a familiar figure sitting quietly by the roadside near an unfinished building. It was Mama Tega. She looked smaller somehow, tired, older, broken. For a moment, Amara wanted to walk away, but something made her stop. Mama Tega looked up and saw her. Their eyes met. Neither spoke for several seconds. Then Mama Tega said softly,
You hate me now?
I don't even know what I feel.
I never wanted to hurt any of you. I was just afraid of becoming nothing again.
Amara's eyes filled. So you chose fear over truth. Mama Tega looked down, and for once, she had no answer. Years passed. Students graduated. New food sellers came and went. But the story of Mama Tega's sweet beans never left Bright Future Secondary School. Fresh students heard it from seniors. Teachers mentioned it in passing. Parents used it as a warning. And every time someone said, "This food is too sweet, oh," people would laugh nervously and reply, "A beg. No be Mama Tega own?" But beneath the jokes was a serious truth. Not everything that attracts people is clean. Not everything that tastes sweet is safe. And desperation, when left unchecked, can turn a struggling person into someone unrecognizable. Food carries trust. And once trust is broken, it is almost impossible to restore. So if you ever find yourself drawn to something that feels too good to question, be careful, because sometimes the sweetest things hide the darkest secrets. The end.